people, my fellow common peasants, back in Belgium. I initially was going to start off with acknowledging there was a comment made last Belgian episode that said that there was a picture that was definitely not from Belgium because there was a sign that was written in English. So I came here holding hat in hand, ready to be like, wow, I'm sorry I failed you as a researcher. But actually, when I looked at, they were referring to my surprise, I can find it again, wait for it, this one, which actually is in Belgium. It's the St. Mary's Royal Cathedral. It was built in 1800s after having to restore the dome and having it burned again in the 80s and restored a number of times over the years. There she rests today. Assuming this is the building they were talking about, and it is written in what possibly could be English. So yeah, interesting. I wouldn't have thought that that would be the case myself, but there it is. And so we move along in this extraordinary land full of extraordinary, complicated buildings. This one in St. Martinskirk. And castles everywhere. It's such a combination of hybrid little styles here. Some of these, where you have your little lantern, little onion dome, little peaks, weather vanes, and all kinds of stuff going on here. Little portal doorway. And it's pretty amazing. It never ends, Belgium. It never truly ends. You got another brick water castle here. Again, you could remove this little top here and claim it was a mill. It would make sense. But that's only if you're like in Kentucky. Out here, we got castles, baby. Castles galore. More castles and churches, and you can build out of 1 billion building blocks. I mean, I wonder if there's a way to even tell how many bricks are used in some of these. Assuming that some of these walls are multiple layers deep, there must be billions and billions of brick. And where are the brickyards? I'd like to know. What brickyard? You know, when you get stone quarries, you remove so much stone from the earth, it's visible. It's obvious. It's kind of an eyesore. But with mud, with bricks, brick production, we're making them by the billion. Where are the large deposits of mud, or of areas where the mud or the clay is missing? I mean, it's not just any mud. It's a particular type of composition, if my recollection is accurate. Look at this guy. What a big old building. This is St. Anne, another in the numerous, endless display of extravagance and wealth, at least as far as the architecture is concerned, in Belgium. We got the usual little low windows down here. This little grassy little knoll here. What a massive building, my lord. Leafdal Castle. It always amazes me when I see some building of such grandeur and then like plastic patio furniture. It's it don't really add up. I mean, I'm not like a furniture snob or anything, but whoa, speaking of furniture snobbery, what is this? Each little pew has a unique animal carved onto it. Kind of cool. I'm not really sure what those is, but I do recognize the floor pattern here. And look at this little demon guy. What's going on there? I guess I'm kind of confused why these lines line up with the brick. Is it just by design, or is it made out of, I don't know, it's weird. You see what I mean with the grain here? They do that just to make it blend in? Because it didn't work. He's clearly like a little orc dude. Why do churches do that? Why do? Like, this is St. Peter's Church. Why would they put this little demon guy in there? Oh, unless that's like in the bathroom. Is that a soap holder? I've got the key, Shunny. St. Peter with the key. He looks like a rather intense fellow. Wow, that is incredible. If this thing were glowing from within, you could almost pass this off as like some sort of alien technology. I mean, what is this even composed of? This is just so cool. It almost looks like it came off the top of a building, just moved inside. But I don't know that to be the case. Hell, I don't know at all. I don't even know sometimes what story is accurate about these rose windows. They do look like somatic sound patterns, but were they here first and then the stained glass was built to cover the windows? Or I'm not sure if they were constructed at the same time, if there's a point to the light. Man, obviously this has something to do with sound, light, and how it's perceived and how it affects people. But I guess I just am unclear as to which one was the original purpose. But regardless, it's beautiful. Look at this. This is carved out of wood, or wood pieces at least. You can see it's built in segments, but still, my lands, that is amazing. How long would it take just to carve even one of these little winged babies? Just truly incredible. It really is, folks. It really, really is. Just look at that. This is all the same church, St. Peter's. I'm not really sure why I have so many from one site, but all the symbolism, it is rich in everything. I see you, little pyramid over here. What a crazy place. You got another one of these here. These little things, the pulpit, I believe they're called. I'm not too up on my Catholic terms inside of these. Ambulatories and all these very unique names. And this is the Cathedral of St. Paul, another completely otherworldly and incredible building. And even something like this hotel seems simple by comparison to things like this, which we've seen so many times. Is that the same one? It is the same one. Different view. I mean, that just stands out. Stands out, and it is beautiful. I believe this is just a residence, although these ornamentation up here, I just wonder what function it serves. There's a castle. Lapham is how I'll decide to pronounce that. Just amazing. You know, I know I've said this before, but it's always so odd when it's such a war-torn region, how it could have so much opulence and things like this still surviving. Like, where was the time? Who had the time to build such things? Just makes me question so many of the stories of our past. This is incredible. My lord. Look at this thing. You couldn't just have this front piece, huh? You had to have the whole back tower too. And that's why, you know, this almost looks as if these were companion pieces to the house. In a large house, you need like a large energy station or a way to power it. So you have these sort of battery type chambers with your bell or your light up here. I don't know. I mean, that's just what it looks like. It looks like the more combination, I call these like castle combos that have more than one of these features that look like technology, because it seems like some of these are more self-sustaining than others. Some of them had more of a singular purpose, and some of them kind of acted as their own little mini community center that provided all of the necessary energy and water production or whatever it is that they were for, but it just seems like functional. And this one definitely looks really flooded out in this street. This Church of Magdalena. My lord, look at that thing. Golly, what an incredible building. And look at all these little statues up there. One on each little peak, like whee! These little celebratory imps, or what's going on there? These little satyrs? Sort of looks like it, huh? These almost look kind of pagan. It's strange to have that stuff on a church. All over it. It's like they just conquered it and they're just out there celebrating. They don't really look like they match, but the artwork is absolutely stunning. The building is absolutely stunning. The golden urns, man. Incredible. Look at all these statues just crowded here on the edges. Like the building, so it looks like Lincoln's inauguration. Just people standing on the roofs of buildings and stuff everywhere. Like America used to be like the 30s. You see those old pictures. There's people just crowded around on the roofs everywhere. Anyone could just stand anywhere. There's another Saint someone castle. Malmady is the note I have here. I don't know what it means, but it's a beauty. And it's got these little ventilation towers or something here. And it just is odd. Like, why the necessary expense for such things like that? Another beautiful one here. And I'm not sure if this is like with these little letters up here, looks like a frat house almost, you know? Which does happen to a lot of historic properties around here. Now, this is a mausoleum with the very almost demonic looking water spout. And this is a grotto, we're told. Or at least part of it's a grotto. Maybe the church had some sort of humble beginnings in this little cave kind of place, and then they just expanded. I don't know, but it's a beauty. Man, look at that. And this is, you know, it's actually a little church by Belgian standards, and still the grandeur of it and the intricacy of the art is just outstanding. Just unbelievable how many people were sculptors back then. Our Lady of Leliendal is the name of this honored patron saint, and just doors open, just walk on by this piece of history. This is amazing. Just look at this thing. Looks like a big computer chip. Beautiful little building fronts. What a place. Belgium, what a beautiful place. It's almost a shame that the EU is housed there, or at least its capital's there, because it's just, I don't know who those people are. But from over here, across the pond, they seem like absolute buffoons. And it's weird because I almost feel like almost none of them were elected. Ursula von der Leyen and all these clowns, they just repeatedly get everything wrong, and yet they have such a moral high ground that they believe they're operating on. It's actually kind of disturbing how humans can get so wrapped up in their own ego that they have just lost the plot entirely. Pretty stunning. And this is pretty stunning as well. This very white water castle. I know there's often some controversy around these. In modern times, there's a school of thought that believes that these water castles should have these moats drained because of the damage that's always done to the foundation. But it also would take away from the history or the feeling of history. Now, I don't think something like this was actually used for defense. I mean, in a siege, how much is that really going to help you? This one in particular. You could just go around. I think it makes more sense if the water was just put to use somehow. And these might not have even been residences, but something that just processed the water, purified it, filtered it, pumped it, used it to harvest energy, the same way we do with mills, the same way we do now. Just definitely looks much more industrial than a place for people to live in, especially with this one, with most of them. Merksem Park is the name of this one. What a beauty. What a beauty. And this is in Minderhout, a church photo, obviously, with 1 billion bricks. Apologize if I'm destroying these names. I'm sure I am. Man, it's just incredible. So many buildings. Little red and white striped motif here. Saint Anthony is the patron namesake. for this old world banger. So much going on here. So much going on. This is a Castle Van Moorkerk. It's incredible. You wonder how they even built these, constructed these out here in the water in such an early time, as we're told. And this is actually a different building. Monsieur sur Sambre, perhaps. Man, the size of these towers. How many bedrooms is this? This is like a 90-room palace. Who in the freak knows how to construct all this stuff? I mean, I don't know how many how many modern skyscraper architects are today. But there can't be there can't be tens and tens of thousands of them. So I just don't understand where did all these artisans come from back then to know how to do this? The equivalent of like a modern day skyscraper as far as the tech would allow. Oh my lord. Look at the size of that building. And why is the door on like the 4th story? That is absolutely incredible. What a behemoth of a building. Monsterbilsen. This is an ancient palace, we're told, with a rapidly deteriorating roof, which that's too bad. Probably a pain in the butt to repair. This is a museum with a very classical style of look that you would see everywhere on this here earth, or in this earth, or around this earth, or whatever it is. Topless giants holding wreaths of eternity, wings and angels. Well, I wonder if this is like supposed to be Nephilim type stuff. You got this like half human angel thing and then just a naked lady. It's kind of an interesting sculpture, isn't it? This is a royal museum. Wait, I believe this says the Royal Museum of Central Africa, but I don't believe this is actually in Africa. So I'm wondering if this has to do with all the exploitation that took place in the Congo regarding Belgium at a certain point in history. That perhaps may be why this has that name, but I'm not certain. We're just looking at pictures. We're not really doing a deep dive on this one, so it's hard to say. This is the Museum des Beaux-Arts. It's incredible. Just sculptures everywhere. Everyone in Belgium knows how to sculpt. Tiny little place. This is the Museum of Costume and Lace. An interesting museum. The outside of it there. And this is a very modern looking museum. It looks like it kept just a little bit of its front doorway or whatever they remodeled, or maybe they moved that somewhere else. Another absolutely stunner of a church. I mean, look at the size of the person on the doorstep here. When you look at this, it doesn't seem that large because of the doors. Then you realize how huge those doors are. It's incredible. They're built for giants. And this one too. I mean, these doorways are massive. Look at that. There's like a door. They have like extra panels on the top. It's just insane. And this is a picture of what we're told is a bombardment. So someone getting bombarded here, destroying these beautiful buildings yet again. Looks like the napalm. Another church in a poorly photographed area. Notre Dame. Just incredible. Look at that. Looks like a giant subwoofer. A subwoofer made of brick. This is Notre Dame du Sablon. Man, and just what is the point of these? If not electric coils, then what? To sort of restructure ions into patterns for some reason? Some technology that we no longer have or can't access anymore? There's a delicious water castle. Beautiful stuff, man. And again, just bricks galore. And you wonder, how is any of this possible? There must be large segments of history that we just truly have no clue about. Will we ever know? No. It's doubtful. But we can recklessly speculate. Another castle here. Looking like it's got some little mysteries here. Bricked in arched doorways and the like. Another cathedral here. Opava. And man, just incredible. Really is. It's just incredible how many there possibly are. That is an absolutely stunning organ. I mean, that alone right there is if you took your entire life to make that, that'd be time well spent. And there's just endless, feels like. There's endless amounts of them here. Here you have the Palace of Justice being refurbished or maintained. That is so cool. Biggest building in the freaking indivisible area. There's a court palace. Here's a painting of the Palace de Coudenberg. Wow. Wonder what's going on here. Well, look at this. Look at this fountain. This whole thing is this is so insane. Massive that is. So completely unnecessary. Another palace. Van Lorenen. Everybody gets a palace. Where the normal people live, huh? Cinquantenaire Park with the mysterious arched doorway. We've seen that before. Oh, look at the top. She looks like an air traffic controller. She's got the double Taurus. She's like, everybody look up here. Or she's practicing because she plays tambourine in her band. It's a Mamas and Papas cover band. I thought that was a golden statue of a lady, but I think it's just a really yellow lady. What's going on with that? Maybe she got jaundice, but what a building. Unbelievable. And this looks like every Capitol building in even small towns all over America. Same kind of statue, same kind of look, same kind of no sense making, especially here in America, makes no sense. Another Castle de Marisens. and Peralta Schloss. So many cool buildings. Petit Somme, man, that looks like just a very picturesque castle. And anytime I see these, I always think that there used to be a fountain here, and there often is. But this one, whoa, look at this. This is a very interesting little rose window situation here. Almost looks like interconnected gears. What a beautiful place. This is St. Anthony, and the vaulted, ribbed ceiling inside of St. Paul. Beautiful. When I see these ceilings every time, I just can't help but wonder if it looks like the way they're constructed. You see these sort of thin rods that look like they're going up there. If there's rebar inside them, let's say, I don't know that there is. I'm just speculating. That it seems like these would be sort of like wires. It seems like this would be how the current would pass. And it seems like maybe that's where the word vaulted came from. It's like volt, like volts, electric volts, vaulted ceiling. And sometimes these are actually called archivolts as an architectural term. So sometimes the architectural terms kind of overlap, and it does make you wonder. It adds more fuel to the idea that perhaps there was more to do with tech than just looks. And it is hard to imagine why someone would go to such extremes just for one particular look without it serving some function in this very, sort of agrarian time. Look at that beauty. And this is exactly what I'm talking about with this castle. Like, if these didn't do anything, why have them? I mean, people, even modern times that are well off, make their homes look nice, but they don't do such extravagant things like this on the exterior. I mean, I know it's a different time, but it's just very odd. It seems like waste when so many people were so poor, especially for these alleged churches, be so massive and suck up so many resources and time to construct that I just don't know. I mean, this makes much more sense as a huge factory, like desalinization plant or something, than just a church. Look at the size of this friggin' building. What an incredible thing. My land. What is going on, Belgium? What is going on? The relic of the holy blood. I don't know, man. I don't know how blood can survive that long. It's probably red mercury or something like that. But we'll never know. I'm not sure what this little standalone tower is, but if there were a Rapunzel, perhaps she would be kept there. Wow. Look at that frackin' window. And I read somewhere that these were supposed to be, well, this one's clearly has to do with the horoscope. And you could see the astrological signs here, which is odd, I feel like, inside of a religious church. But there it is, that beautiful organ and this light. I mean, how can you not just feel, this is some sort of a grand procession that everyone's anticipating. And I guess this is what it looks like when you're in the front of it, but what a cool feeling. Whatever's being beamed down at you, I bet it makes you feel tingly. This one is a ruin. Looks like they're at least restoring it. Can you imagine this being a ruin? Like, look at the complexity of this. Staggering. It truly is staggering. Another Castile, a Bommershoven, and St. Michael's Church. A stunning steeple height. Royal Palace from the air. You can see a little orangery over here, or maybe over here. Amazing greenhouses. And this looks like a self-sustaining little area. It's absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Rutherford, Pechstein Castle. I feel like I'm just running out of things to say regarding this stuff, so let's play a little original song here and let you just enjoy a slideshow, and I'll be back at the end with more reckless speculation.
Such a long delay, this holiday, when I alone escape, that sign she made would not betray all I love.
Even an absolute stunner. My lord. I never really understand why the doors are in the middle of the center of the building almost. I mean, as far as elevation goes. Quite the unique thing that we do, you know. It just makes you wonder, you know, why is it like that? Another church here with a strange little fountain. It's like an old fountain, perhaps. And that looks like a lighthouse in the corner there of this place. St. Peter's. Another St. Peter's. Also here. Very religious people. They were. They have so many churches. St. Salvador. I don't think it's that way still, but maybe. This is a synagogue, or we're told is a synagogue, virtually indistinguishable from anything else. And this is another synagogue. They are interchangeable, really. That could be a church, it could be about anything with the rose window. You know what I mean? And one could tour a castle every day, probably, and live a long life in Belgium, and never see them all. Toren van, I don't know. This one's got a gorgeous tower there. Look at that thing. Man. And another in Tournai. Museum des Beaux-Arts with another amazing scene sculpted on the roof there. Look at that. Unbelievable. Just so unbelievable. So many things we got. This is in Tournai also, and just incredible. Whatever it is for. And these last three have all been the same building. This one's interesting. Looks like it's almost hollow on the inside. It's just all courtyard. Always a courtyard, never a court. Isn't that what they say? St. Salvador towering there in the background. Another water castle, complete with Little Mermaid fountain, or just girl with reclining bod fountain, we'll call it that. How about that? Using her reclining bod as a divining rod. Beautiful. It's just stunning stuff, man. You run out of it gets overwhelming quick. You start running out of things to say and comment on because there's so much. There's just, your brain can't handle it. At least my brain. Maybe I got a puny brain, but it can't handle it. The St. Nicholas Church, St. Walburg, and it's just breathtaking. What is going on in this place? And still the little windows down here, and a lot of this stuff, and the ever-present eagle, which, I don't know. I mean, they claim it's the symbol of John the Baptist. I don't see how that can even be, or where they even get that from. I'm sure there's some scholar who can tell me why. But to me, it just seems like a repurposed, it's a train station, by the way, in Vilnius. It just seems repurposed to me. Repurposed symbolism. Ain't got nothing to do with no John the Baptist. Just all the altars have eagles on them, so they gotta come up with some story. I mean, this is the way it seems to me. Monument here, past, and this is an interesting castle. Looks almost like a fake, like a movie set. And now we're just having, these restaurants and shops here? It's turning these amazing things into just restaurants and shops. I mean, it's quite extravagant to be built for that reason. Another castle here. Castles everywhere. A castle for every man. Waterport in Antwerpen. Interesting entranceway. One wonders what the significance is. Don't they? At least I do. My lord, look at this one. Beautiful. Got the red and white striped motif. Get your little onion, little domes here. This one's got it all. It's too much. It's too much to keep up. It's too much. It's overwhelming. There's way too many of them for this place. And I mean, we haven't, and this isn't even France. I mean, France, Italy, Spain, the UK, Belgium, this whole area is just so insanely rich with this that it really is startling how it could all be possible. Windmill, beautiful windmill. Man, more water castles than could ever fathom. And I try not to do duplicates. I try to just do one picture for the most part of each. And still there's this many. It's just, it's unbelievable. This one's looks very modern except for the sculptures at the top there. Unless it's sort of refurbished, but St. Pierre here. This is St. Martin's Cathedral. Just unbelievable. I mean, you build one of those, you'd be happy. And look at this garden. It almost looks like it's made of, it looks like a set for like a stop motion film. I guess it's a toy model. Egmont Castle. Another St. Michael's Church. That one looks like it'll be there for all time. I wonder why they do the cemeteries so close. Like, walk right out the door and just bury them right there, huh? It really makes sense. And I wonder why they do that. Like, give it a little space. And now we come to an interesting segment. I was actually gonna stop, but I think I will push on through. And this next segment is a series of photographs that are from 1890 to 1900, we are told. These are made by, it's a photomechanical process. It's like, it's almost like engraving. You use a gelatinous ink and a copper plate, and this is what they use, allegedly, to make these pictures. And there's a series of these of about several, maybe 1,000 pictures all across Europe of scenes like this. And I don't know if that's just, I don't know why they're so stylized, but this is what we're told, and this is what we're looking at. And in these scenes, what's striking is the lack of people. I mean, there's people, but it's just not crowded like you would imagine. This is in Spa, and this is the baths. What we're told are the baths. Just a handful of little kids out here, and a couple of watcher fellers. Nothing on the street. Very, very bizarre, but the buildings are incredible. This is the Place Royale, also in Spa. Let's look at this bandstand thing here. It's just super cool. What these people are doing, I have no idea. No one in these pictures. This is the York, couple hotels Hotels, also in Spa. It's unbelievable the beauty of these cities. And this is from the Bellevue Pavilion, we're told. Upper view of the town of Spa. This is the Cursal in Austin on the beach here. Just look at that row of homes. Absolutely beautiful. And now here we see what the people are doing. Nobody has to work. It's just all play out here in 1890. What a time to be alive. A scene from the garden. And the Cursal, that incredible building, my land. Here's looking the other way down Leopold Avenue. Quite remarkable. The Cursal, look how clean everything is. You gotta wonder, with all the horses, allegedly, horse and carriage, wouldn't these roads be kind of poopy? There doesn't seem to be any infrastructure. There's no workers anywhere. Just people at leisure with their parasols and their hats. And we see these kind of pictures in the same time frame in San Francisco, other places too, in New Jersey on the beach. So it's odd that they're all over the world at the same time. The beach and hotels, this one, and this is the Citadel and the bridges in Namur and Chateau de Comte. Unbelievable. Who in the hell built all these? It doesn't look like it was these people. St. Lambert Place in Liège, and it looks like we got wireless trolleys, unless they're horse-drawn, because there's no trolley poles. And, that's what makes you wonder about these pictures, if they're actually even photographs or not. I mean, they're very stylized, and I wonder if that's some fakery or not. I don't know. But they're on the Library of Congress, so must be real, right, guys? This is a boathouse in Ghent, and here, the cloister, also in Ghent. Now, this actually looks worn and old, which is pretty incredible. Still no signs of people, and already kind of a ruin in 1890. This is the Virgin's Crypt, St. Nicholas Church, and they are horse-drawn, okay, allegedly. One horse for that whole trolley, I guess. And very interesting stuff going on around here. Nobody even on those friggin' trolleys. Can you imagine moving to a city where there's just no one around, no pollution, no traffic, and it's this beautiful and built up? It's just something about it is just doesn't make sense. There's the chateau. Must be the food market. Just set up here in the square like this, huh? I can use any of these buildings for that. I'm gonna put it on the ground. Okay. Palace of Justice, also in Ghent. It is amazing. Look at the beauty. This is in Dinant, and this is in Brussels. Milk cellars. Now, I've seen photographs of this also in early America, where the milk sellers actually would deliver them in these copper vessels, and I really like that. Look at that. I want to go back to that, please. Here's the famous little statue of the peeing boy, Count Egmont and Horan Monument in Brussels. A couple of fine chaps. And here we have the Anspach Monument. Look at that. On every roof, got an angel or a woman holding up some item. And just about 5 people here to enjoy this. There's more statues than people. Crazy is that. This is Le Grand Place, the old houses. And these are just houses, huh? Just look at that. Everything trimmed in gold. What is going on here? What sort of opulence is this? How is this even possible? It really is just stunning. Everyone just sitting around with a bunch of fresh flowers and nice clothes. What the hell do we do to this world? It's really like that now. It's another view of the Le Grand Place. Unbelievable. I mean, we've been looking at pictures of Belgium all day, and they look like this, but also not quite like this. This is just incredible. This is inside St. Hubert's Gallery in Brussels, Alibaba. And there's your old equestrian statue outside the Place Royale. This is the chapel in Bruges. Just amazing. I mean, I know these are photographs, but still, there's just no active life. There's just, a couple people wandering around, empty carriages, and people that are very well aware of the camera, all posing. The Guild of St. Sebastian in Bruges also. And this is the gate. Incredible. Nobody work around here or what? I want to go back to that time. Just wander around a city like this. Just empty. I think I'm going to eat an apple next. What about you guys? Is that St. Croix Gate? Windmills. The library in Bruges. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. And these fellers are on the lighthouse and the villas. The villas. Doing Lord knows what. Doing whatever they want, apparently. The hotels in Blankenberg. These little houses that you can kind of rent, these little booths, and go pull them down by the water and sit inside these little houses. Kind of funny. It's like a luxury lawn chair. This is the entrance to the port. What this little tiny person's holding. Very, very interesting. Yeah, the pier and the shore. The usual 1890s swimming wear, which is just basically whatever you had on, with the exception of the few people that came prepared with these prison clothes. No beach toys, nothing like that. And here's those little houses that you can kind of sit in. I don't know what that is out there. What a crazy place. The pier, completely equipped with old world splendor. splendor. Not a person seated down on these rows of chairs. Further back on the beach, lots of these red and white striped houses right there. Right in a row, look at that. Bunch of them. And the little buildings down here. What's going on with that? The kids swimming with their hats on. That is so 1890s. And look at how crowded, like these funny little houses. They're pulling out on wheels, and it's like these people have never been in the water in their life. Just regular chairs. Very strange. A very, very strange time. And here's the Flemish milk women in Antwerp again. Little dog carts and their copper vessels. I see. No food handlers card, eh? I'll write you a ticket. Bribe him with some of your best milk, lady. This is the cathedral in Antwerp. First place looks kind of relatively crowded. And back at the Grand Place with the town hall, or a town square that is remarkably empty. The Calvary, St. Paul's Church. I think we need more statues, guys. Yeah, that is not gonna be enough. Don't be lazy. Here's our guy holding his little wreath, as usual. The cityscape of Spa, and the cool waterfalls. Man, those are amazing. Especially when you see the little guy here, how small he is. The pier in Ostend, the Royal Chalet. Quite remarkable. I thought it looks funny. These photos are quite amazing, and these buildings are absolutely incredible. And there's just not a single normal building. They're all amazing like this. This is the hotel underneath this giant arch along this beautiful beach covered with little houses on wheels. And this is the beach at high water, we're told. Look at that thing. Unbelievable. Where did this stuff come from? I mean, I just find it very hard to believe that the people in these photographs, they seem so detached from these buildings and almost numb to them. Like it's just the way it is. They're just there and we're just here. Someone built them hundreds of years ago. The Bridge of Arches. And it looks like these people are all kind of new. They woke up in this place and everything is just built and everything is already completed and just left for them. It's just a sense I get. Another gate here in Ghent. I mean, there doesn't even seem to be enough people in the city to make this plausible. This is the pulpit inside of that abbey. Absolutely stunning. These sculptures. And back outside the Virgin's crypts, it's the abbey, the Belfry and Hotel de Ville. The detail on the side of these, you just would never get used to it. There's a little Stafford up there. The Bayard Rock landmark. This is from the Casino Garden. Now we're in Denain. And we got a milk cellar again. Same old story. Expecting the milk. Same old guy. You're not even pouring anything. Those dogs are huge. Look at all these. What's he testing the milk? Very strange. Milk cellars seem to be treated poorly. This is Waterloo and the tombs at Waterloo. Look at that pyramid back there. Wow. What is going on here? The column of Congress. Just look at the size of that. That's a doorway. So you can go up in that. So what is this, like dirigibles to moor up to? And people climb down here. I don't know. Why else would they make it so you can go inside? This is the Royal Theatre in Brussels. Like a temple. A giant friggin' temple. And this is the Royal Palace. This is the Palace of Nations here. Just unbelievable. Park and Chamber of Representatives. Look at the crowds today. Wow. It is out of control. Guys picked a bad day to come. The hills, look at the lift on these roads. These are stunning. And you know, finally we're starting to see things that are a little bit run down. At least they look lived in here along the water. But still, not really much industry. A couple people hanging out, a bunch of kids. Very, very peculiar, I'll say. Where'd the water go? Low tide. The North German Lloyd steamer coming in. The view of the Steen with the port. This is in Antwerp, being that vessel. And the Bravo Monument, very unique. Out here from the water in Antwerp. Man, there's a bunch of people. All right, we got some life. There are people here. There's an obelisk here inside the food court. That was a strange trip down memory lane. And I believe the rest of these are little examples of interior architecture or sunken windows and things of that nature in the sort of residential areas. Some of the artwork and some of the trim. But I don't know how you follow up all that 1890s madness with, I guess, what it looks like today, but it is not what it looked like in the 1890s, I tell you that. I mean, the size of these buildings is always startling until you see the people. It really is. Look at that one. Looks like it's been kind of modernized, but it is some cool stuff. This almost looks like a model. It's the Palace of Justice under construction or being refurbished. I mean, these little cars on it almost look like a model, like a tilt shift photography. Maybe it is, but it could be real. I mean, it's so massive. It's just unbelievable. What is the purpose of that? It seems so silly to need a building of such amazing grandeur. It goes so far down. Look, the entrance is down here. What is going on here? The scale of this is just absolutely absurd. Who has the time and money to do that? Nobody. Trying to make it look modern, but you can't fool me. Look at that organ. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, just a pharmacy. That's all that is. Pay it no mind. And this is what Belgium looks like today. Still got a lot of art. Still got a lot of class. Wow, that's incredible. The wood trim in this place. And it's still got tons of beauty. But it doesn't really have, what? Is random like fairy tale buildings? Like, that is so bizarre. The skinniest little, strangest little building. Look at the trim on that. It's incredible. So obviously they are still making some pretty fancy stuff here. Wow. Unbelievable. Well, one of the few places on Earth there where it definitely hasn't lost any of its old world charm and amazement. I don't know if it compares to what it looked like back in the 1890s, but that's just because there's like no people there. But man, what a amazing place. What a great journey that was. I'm sure there's tons more, but that's all I got on Belgium for now. Now I'm gonna go lie down and think about empty beaches, parasols, and swimming with hats on. And I'll see you.